And welcome back to Edric Poon In Company, the podcast where anybody can inspire everybody. I'm Edric, your host of the EPIC podcast, and joining us this week is Mr. Jason Guan, co-founder of the food service distributor FOUR Melons. Jason is going to share his story of how he's transitioned careers from military to corporate and now running his own business in online food distribution. So it's all about resilience and adaptability in this week's episode of Edric Poon In Company. Let's get started. Hello, my man, Jason Guan. Hey,
Hello.
welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my good friend, Jason Guan, aka Jace, aka one of the four melons. What's happening, my brother?
Welcome to FOUR Melons.
Hey, wrong show, lah, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, anyway, hey,
thanks for
Jason.
inviting me. Yeah.
No problem. More than happy to. Now, before we go on, how's everything been? I mean, right now you're in online distributions. You have done your own live shows, and you also have your own online hosts. So,
Correct.
maybe you could tell us a little bit more about what Four Melons is all about.
Okay, so what FOUR Melons is about? Okay, FOUR Melons is we are when we first started, FOUR Melons is an online e-commerce platform where we want to focus on selling frozen food to the viewers. Bring all these how should I put it? Out of the market food. That means we'll go and source for exotic food, things that are not easily available in the supermarket. So bring it to their doorstep at the convenience of their home. So they just view our live show and then just place orders and stuff like that. So
Right.
we try to make it as entertaining as possible, so that you not only enjoy buying things online, but you also get to enjoy watching us.
So, what's this thing about exotic meats or rare foods? I mean, what are we looking at? Kangaroo tail, emu meat? Are we looking at I don't know, alligator foot? What
Okay,
what do you normally bring in?
anything that is approved by SFA, NEA, whatever authority that requires approval, that is legit and obliging to the rules and regulation of Singapore, we will be able to bring it in.
Right.
We'll go and source and bring it in.
And what's your pick for
Also,
this season?
sorry?
And so, what's your pick for this season?
Wow, this is hard to say now, because our suppliers also will come to us and tell us that now I have this. For example, there was once we brought in not only meat but a yellow dragon fruit from Ecuador, which is
Wow.
not commonly available in Singapore. So we brought it in, sold out within one show, because we only have limited amounts, and it's not cheap also. But viewers are
Mm.
willing to pay because they have not tried before, so they will buy. Then we also have repeat orders and stuff like that.
Okay, great,
Uh,
great, great. Now, so if you're very, very keen to getting all these products, right, please visit, take a look at the ticker down below. There's a website for you to go and make your orders. Check it out. Lots of interesting foods that you can get. So do support local. All right, Four Melons is here to serve and to entertain. Now, moving on. Now, Jason, moving from Four Melons, let's go back in time a little bit. I mean, you and I, we met each other through the army, but I never really heard your backstory. So I
mhm.
would love to find out a little bit more about you, right? So, how you got started, all right? I think this is a little bit more interesting for me personally, knowing that, let's say, for example, you've transitioned careers from military to corporate and now into your own online business. But what was your first, let's say, part-time job? When did you start and what did you do first, if you
Whoa.
could remember?
Okay, my first
We're not
part-time
that
job
old.
started when I was 14 years old at Burger
Mm.
King. That was my first part-time. After school, then after that, go back, change, and then go to the outlet. I still remember it was at Thomson Plaza. Last time you still call it Thomson Plaza, where the old Yao Han was. There's a Burger
Yes,
King. I think where the the popular bookstore is now, if I'm not wrong.
quite
Yeah.
the throwback.
Then from that, when that was my first. When I was 16, that was the time where I entered the entertainment industry. I was part timing at an events company. So mainly we were doing a lot of setup for D&D, awards night, all this stuff like that. So it was an eye opener, and that was how I got all excited about events management, marketing, and stuff like that.
Right.
So soon after that was army already.
Right. 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 And then after the army, I mean, first off, why did you decide to sign on?
Oh, why? Well, I can say that at the age that was about, if I'm not wrong, 19 years old. 19 or 20 years old.
Yeah,
I
we came out
signed
from
on.
poly lah.
Yeah, I signed on during my BMT. No, during OCS. I signed on during OCS after the tri-service term. Then I signed on because I didn't know what I want to do after I leave the army. And then I got all influenced by my peers and instructors about how good army is. So I decided to sign on. But if you ask me, even till date, if given a choice again to rewind, I would still sign on, and in fact, I might take up the long term contract. That means to serve till 55 years old. I might even consider going there because it has always been my passion to be in army.
Okay, so whoever's in the SAF, and if you happen to be listening, give this man a contract.
Too old already, too old already.
It's
Cannot
never
go
too
in
late.
already.
It's never too late. Anyway, so when we left the army, I mean, exactly the same as you. When the recruitment officer came in, and we started having that thing after BMT. They gave that talk, right? They pitched the idea of, do your
Correct.
nation some good and benefit yourself as well. When I signed on, exactly the same thing. I didn't know what I wanted in life. I was absolutely clueless about the direction. And eventually, we just went on and kind of felt as though, yes, we're learning something. The only thing I felt that I really lacked during that time was the maturity to understand what I was doing and what I was thinking and what
Correct.
I was learning. I mean, did you face a similar issue as well
Yeah. Yes.
during that time? But looking back, right, what do you think were the greatest things that you actually picked up in the army now that you look back?
Wow, a lot. Even till date, how I manage my daily routine, how I manage my businesses is based on the trainings I had in the army. That means in terms of discipline, punctuality, ethics, and all this. All these values, in fact, follow me all the way even after I left the army till today. And that was how it got me going through my daily life, my work, even when I was an employee and stuff like that till now. And in fact, this is what I instill and pass on to my kids also. I took a lot of learning lessons back from the army away, and then to put it into whatever I'm doing. So that's how it got me to today, because of the determination, the discipline. Every day, what are the things I need to fulfill? I need to do my to-do list. I must finish. If I don't finish, I cannot sleep, and stuff like that. And punctuality, all this, it all comes back. So actually, I'm very grateful for the SAF for training me to become such a good man.
Well, you are succeeding in life, that's for sure. I mean, if whenever I'm looking at your Instagram and all this, you're always number one, you're with kids, or you're talking about your business and how you're doing things, and the way you approach all this, right? It's fantastic. I mean, you really do put the human touch in a lot of things that you do. One of the biggest challenges for us, right, leaving the army. Like for me, I just went to school. I did part-time coaching, and then I did part-time studies, just to kind of figure out my bearings. On your end, right, what was the biggest challenge for you transiting, right, between careers in the industry? So after military, what did you do? I remember you were into corporate, you were into events and all this, but what were
Correct.
you doing at the time?
Okay. After I left the army, I was with Kingsman Creative, the one of the biggest events exhibition company in Singapore. So I was a project executive back then. Basically, it's managing our projects, like how you call that, making sure that my projects meet the timeline, all this kind of thing. It was how should I put it? well, it is a very new industry for me, but in terms of workflow, it is similar to what we used to do in the army. That means we plan, we execute, we ensure we meet the timeline and stuff like that. So in terms of getting my hands on and adapting to what the new industry is about, it didn't take me very long to adapt. So I quite enjoy what I was doing also, because the exposure is totally different. I meet all kinds of people, from carpenters to metal workers to even bosses or CEOs of companies and stuff like that. So it was an eye opener. In fact, I was also involved in the very first F1 Grand Prix in Singapore. So it is fun. It is fun, but tiring, because you don't have that kind of luxury like what you used to have. I call it luxury, because in the army, where every day we wake up at about 5 plus 6, we go for a run, we do our workout, keep fit, and all this kind of thing. But when we start working in the corporate world, it's very hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle, because there's no end to your work, you see.
So after that, you transited into, I think you were with a sports brand,
Correct.
which was also very much in promotion and the events in itself.
Yes,
But
marketing.
eventually, right, what led you from this to starting your own business? What was the mindset there? Why did you
Okay.
decide to just go and start your own business when you had some stability?
Okay, I've been with MNCs, I've been with SMEs, but throughout the whole journey, it was just work. It means you can put it in such a way that, in a way that I just work to make sure that I get paid at the end of the month. But even if I don't perform to my 100%, I'll still get paid. There was no goal in life. There was no motivation for. There's no drive, no motivation to push me forward. That's when I decided that it is time for me to actually step out from my comfort zone to start something which I can call my own brand. Things that I do that I'm passionate about, that can actually bring me my my income and stuff like that. So that's where I decided to step out and try. Then with the support of a few good partners and stuff like that.
Question is, how did you identify this space? I mean, first off, you were thinking online, and this was during COVID, right?
Correct.
So why food distribution, especially during an online space when everybody was doing it at the same time? Why this?
Okay. Why this? Why the online space? Okay, this had to go way back. How the Four Melons came about. That means me and my 3 other partners. We got to know each other actually during the circuit breaker, through a F&B establishment. Then there's where we realized that all of us have this passion about food. Not only about cooking, but also about how to get our hands on different types of products, and of course at a cheaper price and stuff like that. So that's where we thought of, then why not let's start something online, to do food distribution, since we have the available equipments. So we have a full production house that is with us, and we have all the cameras and stuff like that. We have a space and all. So I was like, okay lah, let's try lah. Let's do something online. And initially, I wasn't supposed to be one of the hosts. Then after that, I told them that, how about let's save some costs. Then we go up. If you have watched our show, we have two male hosts and one female host. So me and myself and John is also one of the melons, and with Carrie. Carrie is one of our very good friend. She is actually helping us to host the show, because we felt that you need to have a correct balance of gender, the yin and the yang, to make the show balance up. And going online and doing food distribution was just a initial step, the first milestone for us. We want to showcase to everyone that not only we are able to get the type of food that they want, we also want to showcase that the capability of our production house, how we can produce live live show and what are the equipments that we have and software that we have and how experienced our technical guys are to do up this kind of live show. In fact, I think I can share it online also. We are actually transiting towards more of production now for the business direction.
Oh.
So what we are doing now is we are actually beginning to expand our production and advertising arm so that we can extend our service to a wider range of clients and viewers. Food distribution we will still go on, but we will focus a bit more on production, and our production side it's more on making videos and doing marketing campaign and stuff like that. Our target audience will be SME and of course some of the majority will be going towards the hawkers in food centers and all this, the
Right.
food store owners, because we realize that a lot of them they want to have social media presence because
Mm.
that's the way to go lah. Currently now in this situation, you don't only appear on certain food apps, but you want to really have your own Facebook page, your own Instagram page, so that people will come all the way from Jurong to Ang Mo Kio to buy your food and stuff like that.
Mm.
And of course, all these hawkers will not be able to, how should I put it? They will not have the kind of budget for full bloom production from a production house that will cost tens of thousands of dollars. So we are sizing it down to a bite-sized package where it is just nice for their appetite, something they can absorb and yet get the kind of publicity they want. So it's also our way of giving back to the society lah.
And that's a great idea, and how you're actually going down to the ground, right, to be able to do this using the assets that you have and really
Yes.
working it with such a good audience. The business model that you're looking at sounds like a volume game,
Yes.
considering that
Yes.
is low margin, but of course you
Correct.
must have a high volume, right? But so
Correct. Correct.
from
Correct.
online distribution, you're building that channel up. The next thing is, of course, you're showcasing your uh, capabilities, right? But ultimately, where is this going? Is this always going to be in food space? Because now I'm wondering, right, what is the big picture? What is the dream that you have, right, for Four Melons?
Well, actually, for FOUR Melons, we want to transform. Okay, the ultimate dream is FOUR Melons itself will become a group holding where we will have a food distribution arm, the production arm, and even the talent management arms, because we also have a pool of talents that we have with us on our list. So we don't want to restrict ourselves to just one type of to one industry in specific. We want to have a few so that we can expand to other fields also. That's explain why we chose the company name to be FOUR Melons. So it can be dealing with food, but it doesn't stop us from doing other things like FOUR Melons production, so and so, FOUR Melons talent management and all this. So it's a very generic name for our company. So end of the day, we really want to do a lot of things. As of now lah, for our plans, we really want to do a lot of things because we feel that we have the capability, we have the right person, and we have the right resources. So why waste it?
I love the fact that you got such a huge plan and a huge dream. Step by step, you're
Yeah.
getting there. And it seems like you've already started the online space. So where are you at with
Yes.
this right now?
For our online space,
No,
you
as
mean
in your overall plan. Where are you at with this right now?
okay, so now we have completed, so-called we have completed phase one already. We are now transiting to phase two. Initial phase one for FOUR Melons, using the food distribution platform, is to help build our brand, to let people get to know us, to let people know that to recognize the FOUR Melons brand and all this. It's more about branding and stuff like that. So now since we have completed phase one, we are actually transiting to phase two to act on the second part of the business.
Okay,
Mm,
okay. And out of all this, the journey that you've had so far, right? I really like to find out because I myself also would
mm.
eventually like to start something up. So for selfish reasons, right? When starting this up, what did or didn't you expect? That means like you have the plan, right? But
Yes.
what were the things that didn't go according to plan, and you had to kind of like, oh, suck it up and just do it?
Okay. Um, for my experience so far, okay, we are not we are quite a fairly young startup, but from the day we started till now, I would say that nothing goes according to plan. Nothing. Yeah. Um, and this is one thing that the army taught me very well. You always have contingency plan. Okay, that's number one. Okay, because if plan A fails, how are you going to react? Is there going to be a plan B or plan C? Okay, then the second point would be situation awareness. How to react to problems like that. Because even for our live shows, at the very last minute, my tech guy can stand up and say that, hey, all your mics, no sound. How? Then he had to reboot everything and all this, where we are supposed to start at 7:30, at 7:29, no sound. So all this is all, not, we are not able to plan it in hand, but we just have to move on, brave the front, anticipate things will sure cock up one. Somewhere or somehow, things will cock up. So just get ready to face it. Face it positively. Very important in a business. You need to be very positive. Even if you're not making money, but if you believe in your business, you will succeed.
Now, financials of
Mm-hmm.
this whole thing when starting up already, right? Was there an initial startup capital that you guys, when you found your partners, essentially all of you said that, okay, this is the amount of money. How did you even start planning that for in terms of your production, your assets that you require? How did you even look into that?
When you first come together, the money issue, the financial issue is always a very touchy question. How much you want to come out, how much you should invest and stuff like that. Who's gonna be the major stakeholder? So if I'm gonna invest 20% more than anybody, am I the major stakeholder and stuff like that? So it has to be a very clear cut. But ultimately, all your partners must have the same they're moving towards the same direction, meaning all of them have the same vision and same goal as you, so that everything is aligned. It will be easier. Because some may tell you that, I don't have cash to invest, but I have equipments where I can bring into the company to use. I have experience to help the company move faster, progress faster. So all this contributes in a way or another. Then some may go like, I don't know anything, but I have a sum of money sitting in the bank now. I don't mind investing into this company.
Angel
Uh,
investor.
yeah. So it is quite touchy, but you really have to sit down and go through a few rounds of discussion and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if everybody is aligned, singing the same song and stuff like that, you you will move and progress as it should be lah.
That's really very interesting, lah. Finding the partners. I've always found that finding partners who are that like-minded, right, is
Mm-hmm.
really a godsend. The
Yes.
synchronicity in the whole thing, right? Like people all of a sudden
Yes.
they get together and, hey, yeah, you're right. We should do this. We should do this. At the end of the day, right? When you first started out, did you have to, um, let's say, for example, cut anybody? Because there are times whereby people are on board, but you kind of sniff it out that they're only
Mm-hmm.
60% or 50%
Correct.
on board. Did you
Correct.
have to cut anybody out in this process?
Yes. 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 In fact, one of our initial partner, he had to go because he has to take over his family business. So he
Mm,
had no time to focus on Four Melons. So after a discussion with him and all this, we all felt that, hey, okay, since you need to go, and because he needs to take over his family business, and he is also a business owner himself, so he has a lot of business running, and he has no time for us. So we felt that, hey, instead of making yourself feel bad that you cannot contribute and stuff like that, why not you just take a step back first, you know, go get go get whatever you need to do settled, your family business and stuff like that. Then end of the day, when you're ready, you can come back to us, then join us again. Because we feel that we don't want to hold him back, and we also don't want to be held back by him, because it's always a teamwork that will help the company grow.
Okay. And what is also right? I would say that so far, what do you think the biggest challenge, right, in your business has been so far?
If you're talking about Four Melons food distribution in specific, it
Yep.
will be the viewership in our Facebook show, because we are having, not say having problem, we always find it very difficult to understand the algorithm of Facebook to get the right amount of not say right amount, to get the right viewers to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we are targeting people who actually cook at home, or or cook somewhere, like some people who cook, so that they will buy our products and stuff like that. If the youngsters can come in to view also and stuff like that lah, but we are still trying to figure out how to increase the viewership.
Right.
Of course, we can
Okay.
go the easy way out by buying fake viewers and stuff like that, but that's not what we want. You see, yeah,
No, I mean, we could try all sorts of things, right? SEO, SEM, your boosting of your posts and all this,
correct,
right? But
correct.
so, I mean, let's talk viewership now. I think that's a great topic for us to also discuss, because you and I are both in a similar boat,
Correct.
I mean, of course, you're a lot more successful because people actually watch your show. For mine, on the other hand, is, there's barely anybody, so that's fine. So how does one go about building an audience? I think right now the issue, I mean, do you find it that it's an issue about the initial promotion, branding, or do you find that it's credibility and building your own community? What is it that is the main issue that we must tackle to get to that next level?
Wow, actually, what you have mentioned, right, it all falls into a package. Yeah, because lacking of whatever you have mentioned just now, either one item, your plan won't work, because first, number one, your branding has to be there.
Yep.
Okay, if people don't know about Four Melons, nobody will know about Four Melons. Okay, going into the right community will serve you the right purpose. For example, for us, we also join a lot of Facebook groups that is food related, or neighborhood related, group buys related, and stuff like that, so that we will be able to share our Facebook live show in their group. Whether it works or not, we don't know, because you will know who from that group view your Facebook live and stuff like that. But you never try, you never know. And all this, like your marketing effort, your Facebook advertisement, your Instagram sponsorship ads and stuff like that, I think it all plays a part. It all plays a part. Then I would say that the last 20 to 30% will depend on your luck.
Luck, as
Yeah.
in who picks it up.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, about
I think it all depends on your luck, because whether you're lucky or not, people will actually pick up and then come in to view.
Right. Okay. But on your end, right? Do you find, because I mean, I'm running a podcast, so this is on demand kind of a model. Anybody can pick it up, and I've syndicated my stuff across Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and all this, you see, and Spotify, and now it's on YouTube, so it's basically out there in perpetuity. But for yours, right? Because you're doing live streaming, how do you go about like ensuring that or determining that your time is considered prime time, that anybody can watch, and how do you also build your own community? Those are the things that really I think is so crucial for your business, because at the end of the day, they are your repeat customers, right? Why is it
Correct.
that people go on Redmart or Lazada or even visit NTUC on a regular basis, and they go to the same old stores over and over again? But yours is an online space where there's a personal concierge now who can tell you about the product, who shows you the product, and tell you that we are getting it from reliable sources, reliable distributors. How do you plan to build this community up?
Oh, this one, we have been working on it since day one. We've been working on it since day one. We are still trying to figure out how we can actually capture that community by improving the segment of our shows. So if you notice, we started to invite home chefs to come into our show to actually teach our viewers how to prepare simple meals and stuff like that. So from there, we are hoping that our viewers will start spreading the words about Four Melons and coming together to form that particular community that we are targeting on. And in fact, now we are actually trying to switch more of our show towards target to switch a bit to target the youngsters. So of course, eventually they will get married, they'll get old, start cooking and stuff like that to get them interested, so that they may even come in as our co-hosts and stuff like that. If they're interested,
Right.
they can just email us. Yeah, I'm young, I'm bubbly, I can come in to join you as a co-host. I don't mind. Yeah, our platform is always available for them to come in and try and stuff like that. We want to keep it as friendly, as relaxed as possible. It's not a very corporate kind of Facebook live show.
Right. Whenever we're looking at building that particular business, right, how is essentially what's the turnaround going to be like? And do you see this as a key revenue driver, or do you think that the other arms are going to be the key revenue drivers in this?
Wow, this one is a commercial secret. Cannot say on it.
Okay, then cut. All right, let's move on to a few of your own personal secrets and routines. All right.
Okay.
So I would like to find out, right? When during COVID, this was a really like a tough time. Okay. So how do you deal? I mean, what was like those darker times like, and how did you deal with those down days?
Oh, well, life hasn't been very easy for me, I would say. So it has tuned me to such a stage where I learned to be positive for at least 90% of 365 days. So during my down days, firstly, of course, my family, my wife, my two girls, they are the one that actually keeps me going. I mean, for any father out there, I would say that whatever you're working for now is actually for your loved ones at home, to be able to provide them the ideal life that you want to give to them. So my girls at home are the one that keeps me going. So when it comes to work, the partners, the colleagues that I work with, and even my clients, my customer, my viewers, or people that I interact with, my friends from all over, they are the ones that will motivate me and say that, hey, don't worry, things won't go that bad. You just have to ride the wave, go through, follow the flow, things will turn good. So even when I talked to a lot of people before I started FOUR Melons. I talked to a lot of people even before I step out to start my own business. But there was none that says that, no, you shouldn't do it now. There was none that says that, hey, you cannot make it one. All of them say that, hey, go and try. Don't give up. Build something that you call your own. Everybody gave me the confidence that I needed. So I would say that till date, even when things are not going well for the business, I still don't. The negativity will not set in. I'll even portray more positive vibes out, and I feel even more positive to say that, hey, this can be solved. Just have to calm myself down, think of a solution, get it done. Then after that, you'll be like, hey, okay, then can. Life is short lah. don't waste it.
Thank you very much for that. Now,
Mm,
Jason, your stories have been amazing, and
mm,
wonderful. Lastly, right, I mean, from your own um, personal treasure trove of wisdom
mm,
that you bring to the table.
mm,
Okay, I would like to ask as well. There are many people like myself who are always keen on starting a business. What advice would you give somebody, especially during this time where we are so called in this world of new normal?
mm-hmm.
What would your advice be on starting a business, regardless of whatever industry or sector it will be?
Well, if you notice on my Instagram page, right, my personal Instagram page, the first hashtag that I have will be YOLO, YOLO. So why YOLO? You only live once. So to me, if you want to do something, start a business. Even like recently, I started skateboarding. I even took lessons to go and learn how to skateboard at the age of 38. And then, just go ahead and do it. Because I always tell myself, I don't want to leave this planet one day with a lot of regrets. Like, hey, I should have done this. I should have tried that. I should have this, should have that, should have this. No, I don't want that kind of feeling. I want to leave this planet feeling fulfilled. I have done what I wanted to do. I've I've tried whatever I want to do and things like that. So, my advice to anybody who's thinking of starting up a business, all kinds, any kind of trades, as long as it's legit lah. Just do it. Do it now. If not now, then when? Don't stop yourself from fulfilling your dreams.
All right. Thank you so much. And with that, right, that marks the end of this interview. But there's one last segment that we always do
Mm.
with our guests. So, as you said, just do it. We are going to be doing the epic questionnaire. Oh, no. So this is a rapid fire, the simple rapid fire game that we always play with all our guests.
Uh huh.
And with the epic questionnaire, I ask the question, you answer it as quickly as you can. All right.
Okay.
So, Jason Guan, are you ready?
Okay.
All right, Jason Guan with the epic questionnaire. Question number one. One word that you love the most.
Respect.
Respect. And one word that you dislike the most.
Wait. WAIT.
Okay, Ken.
Mm.
I was thinking WEIGHT. That's going to be a problem for me. It must be all that beer. Anyway, if you could have a conversation with one person, fictional or non-fictional, dead or alive, who would that be?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. Okay.
You,
And
you
what?
didn't see that coming from me, right?
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, but really, it's him.
All right. And what do you say to yourself in the mirror every morning?
Well, okay, that's not what. Okay, something that I say to myself. The first thing that I say to myself is actually not at the mirror.
Mm.
It's when my alarm sounds on my Facebook, because that is the phrase that I set when my alarm rings. That phrase will appear on my handphone. It says it's gonna be a wonderful day today.
Oof, I
So
like that.
that is the reminder that has been reminding me for many many years. The first thing in the morning.
Wow. I like
Yeah,
that very, very
yeah.
much. Name one superpower that you'd like to have.
X-ray eyes.
Why? Why?
Huh?
Why?
So I can see through the mind of the person that I'm talking to, so I can understand them faster. So that I will always be able to give them the perfect answer that they want, so they buy into my presentation.
I don't think that's got anything to do with X-rays, man.
Oh, okay. That's actually,
No.
yeah.
Okay, but I get what you mean. The ability to
Yeah.
read minds and infer,
Uh,
right?
but
Okay.
also
So
X-ray lah, X-ray.
that one's for I don't know what else you want to
Yeah.
see. Okay. Now
Okay.
this one. All right. Favorite dish to eat.
Uh, Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yes.
Favorite travel spot or the next travel spot you want to go to once borders open up?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Sweet.
Yeah.
Something in the arts that you always wanted to do but have yet to do so.
Uh, does hip hop dancing count?
Yes, sure. Of course.
Yeah, hip hop dancing.
Hip hop. Okay,
Yeah.
that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Hip hop dance. Nice.
Yes,
And
to,
mm,
to learn it together with my daughters.
that is very interesting. That is
Uh-huh.
very interesting. Yeah, coincidentally, right, I've been actually trying to get Dylan to get into combat sports a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be an excuse for him and I to go and do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu together.
Uh-huh.
Or at least Muay Thai or something, you know. But he is into hip hop dance right now.
Uh-huh.
I'll pass you the contacts later on if you'd be keen.
Okay, okay. Sure, I
Okay,
need.
cool. Yeah, cool. And next thing is, what does retirement look like to you?
Well, retirement.
Mm,
Hopefully, I'll be able to have a property by the beach, a very nice beach, which means it's not going to be in Singapore.
mm,
Then with my grandkids around me, and my wife next to me, sipping red wine. Yeah, good enough idea.
okay. And how do you want to be remembered? What's your legacy?
Wow. Actually, I have not thought of that before. I have not thought of that before. Maybe I'll start working on it.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in this week's episode of the Epic Podcast with me and Jason Guan, from Four Melons. He's, again, I'm very, very honored to have a good friend in Jason, as well as him being able to come on board and support and share his story with us, with me, with you, with everybody else who is listening out there. So thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. On this note, okay, this is the end of this week's episode. Thanks for watching. So remember, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, whatever, follow, subscribe, click like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And we're on Patreon as well. So I'm accepting all sorts of memberships if we can, because Daddy needs a new rig. Okay. So with that, thanks so much, and we'll see you again next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.